everybody, welcome to West Virginia. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, Tranquil Stitches. Today is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021, and this is my FlossTube episode number 113. 113. I can't believe January is almost half over already. The older I get, the faster it goes. It's crazy. So I have a new start to share with you. I have some whips. I've been stitching like crazy. I have a little bit of retail therapy. I have a word of the year I'd like to share with you that I've chosen. And I've got a little bit of a soapbox rant at the end. Y'all know I don't do that very often. I try to not, but you know, I just felt like getting some things off my chest. I've already recorded it. I feel better. So I'm gonna put it on there anyway, and you're free to watch if you want to, and if you don't want to, that's fine too. It's a free country. You can do what you want to do. I've got a grand dog who's outside getting some fresh air and some sunshine. He's an old fella that I'm babysitting for a little while. He's an old dog. He sleeps a lot, so I wanted to give him a little outside time. So he's saw something apparently that he's interested in, and he feels the need to talk to it. So you're going to hear him bark a little bit. So, you know, dogs barking, that's a part of my life. I live in the country, and that's what happens. So I hope it's not too distracting. Now, stitching. New start. Okay, January 1st on New Year's Day, I had a new start. And I gave it a lot of thought. I didn't want anything overly big, and I ran across this one in my stash that I picked up last year, and I really was like, this is it. This is perfect. So this is Still Stitching by Homespun Elegance. Sandra knocked it out of the park with this one because it says Still Stitching After All These Years, and this is the best I can figure. I did a little math. This is the 31st year of my life that I have been cross-stitching. And that is crazy to me to think that all these years have passed and I still love this hobby as much as I do when I first picked it up. So I chose my own color, my own piece of linen that I had in my stash, and I have got a good start on it. I put in 510 stitches in this one. And this is where this one is now. So I do hope to finish it as a long pillow. You know how I am with finishing, but that you know, I would like to have this one. So this floss is, I think, a limited edition from Gentle Arts. Doesn't have a name. And those are autumnal colors. They're my colors. So I love it. I love the variegation in it. And it's gonna stitch up. There's 3 of these medallions, and there's back stitching words that go in here. Pay no attention to my hands. I have an allergy to anything antibacterial, antimicrobial, and I avoid it at all costs. But apparently I've got into something, so my hands broke out. It's, you know, part of who I am. So that is Still Stitching from Homespun Elegance. Sandra just hit that one out of the park. I love it. 510 stitches. Now, for 2021, I have several focus pieces. I am participating in the zombie run. Some of you had asked what the zombie run was. In the Cross Stitchers Journal and Daily 30 Stitch Along group, it's the yearly event. There is a zombie run, and you choose whether you are a human or a zombie, and that determines how many stitches you stitch at one time. You can either stitch 200 stitches and you know, post progress pictures more often. And a lot of people chose to be zombies because it's, if they don't get to sit down and stitch for any long periods of time, then they can just stitch 200 stitches and then, you know, do their picture and then either move to a different project or stitch some more on that one. We've got 4 pieces that we're focusing on for the year, and as we finish, if we finish any of those, we can switch it out for something else. Now, I chose to be a human, and humans stitch 400 stitches at a time and post their progress pictures. We all stitch the same number of stitches a month, but it just the different chunks of 200 or 400 stitches is the only difference. So I tend to stitch, when I work on a whip, I tend to stitch a big chunk of stitches before I'll move on to another piece. So human was perfect for me. So I have four pieces that I'm focusing on this year for that. And I also have a whip go board. And if you're not familiar with what whip go is, it is the brainchild of Jessie Marie at Jessie Marie Does Stuff on FlossTube. And she had this idea of making yourself a bingo board. And on that board, you put 25 whips, or you could put new starts. You can put your crochet projects, your diamond painting projects, your knitting, your scrapbooking, anything, any hobby that you have that you want to meet a goal on for the year. And you just plug them into those squares on a bingo board. And everybody's board is different. Everybody has different goals. Everybody, it's very flexible. You do what you want to do when you want to do it. There's no competition. It's just a way to have fun with your stitching and try to make a bingo. And a lot of stitchers are awarding themselves if they make a bingo. But she calls out 2 numbers a month. And whatever those 2 numbers correlate with on your board are your goals. Well, I'll explain when I show you my pieces, but you set yourself a goal, and the beauty of Whip Go is you don't have to meet your goal that month. If it's called and you meet your goal, you can fill in the square. If you meet your goal before it's called, then when it's called, you can fill in the square because you've already met your goal. So it's not that you have to work on that project that month. And it's so flexible, So she called out the 2 numbers for January, and then any month that she calls free, number 13, the free space, right in the middle of the board, she'll call an extra number. So she actually drew the free space for January. And so she drew 3 numbers for January. My free space was a new start. So that I just showed you, still stitching, filled in my free space because I've started it. So 1 goal met. And a lot of people put the free, and went ahead and filled it in. But I wanted a new start. Didn't know what month that was going to happen, and it happened to happen in January. So I used my January New Year's Day new start for that block. So good way to start. So between my zombie run and my whip go, those are going to be my focus pieces for the month. And they'll come to play in different ways, but so I'll go over that with you as we go along. So the first piece that I have to share with you, my first whip, is this Blue to Sheen heart. Blue to Sheen they're out of print now, but they had several hearts. Lots and lots of different options. There's one with cats. There's a Halloween one, Christmas ones, just all kinds of different hearts. And they're in Italian, so I'm not really sure what the name of this one is. But I'm doing a big switch up on this one. I'm only doing it in 2 colors. It's got lots of colors in it, but I'm just using 2 colors. This was called for January on my Whip Go board. So this is one of my focuses for the month. The goal on this one is a finish. So here's where it was the last time you saw it on January 1st. Well, it's where it was on January 1st. You saw it in my whip parade. And what I'm doing is I'm using this one for my daily 30 piece. I stitch on this at least 30 minutes a day. And by figuring out generally how much I stitch a day, I'll have this one done by the end of January. So I'll be able to mark it off my whipco board. And that'll be my second square completed. So that's what I plan to do. If she calls one of my whipco pieces that is a goal as a finish, then that'll be my daily 30 until it's finished. So that's the plan. So in this one, like I said, it's my daily 30 piece, so I've stitched on it every day. I've put in 798 stitches since that picture you just saw. And I'm going to leave most of these on the Q-snap because I'm still working on them. So they're going to, and I'll take them off when I either move the Q-snap or I finish it and show you the whole thing. So here's the 798 stitches I've got so far. Now I'm using Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler and whitewash from, I think that's Weeks. I think whitewash is Weeks. But that is where I am on that one. I'm mighty afraid that is one skein of Cherry Cobbler, and I've only got one more skein. So I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping I've got enough to finish it. But that second row of flowers will be in white too. The actual flower head will be in white, and the leaves will be in the red. So that'll help a little bit. I went to order another skein and I can't find it anywhere. So fingers crossed. But that is my Blue to Sheen focus piece, my daily 30 for January. So 798 stitches. All right. The other piece that was called on my whipco board was Anniversaries of the Heart. And I'll put a big old picture on this one so you can get a good look at it. This is from Blackbird Designs. It comes in 15 different pieces. And I am personalizing it for the women in my life. So here's where this one was on January 1st. And in this one, I'm working on Evergreen Lane. I've got 3 blocks finished, and I'm working on Evergreen Lane now. And in this one, 400 stitches. Like I said, my zombie run as a human, you have to stitch 400 at a time. So I finished up this border around there, and I started on this inner border. This block is for my middle sister. So her name, and this will be a tribute to her. So like I said, I finished this border and started this one. I'm using the called for the most part on this one. So that's 400 stitches on Anniversaries of the Heart. So that's the 3 pieces for whipco. My New Start, my Blue to Sheen Heart, and my Anniversaries of the Heart. So those are my focus pieces for that for January. Now, Anniversaries of the Heart is part of my zombie run for focus pieces. So the other 3 are, this one is color, no, this is Elizabeth Weston from Hands Across the Sea. She is a big girl, and I wrestled her back into the Q-snap, and she's not going to be moving for a while, because I'm going to tell you, getting that fabric into that Q-snap is I don't use anything bigger than 11 by 11. I've got carpal tunnel in my hands and my wrists, and I can't hold a bigger Q-snap. So 11 by 11 is it. That's all I can do. Here's where she was on January 1st. And I'm using the Called For Silks, the Alverois, I believe they're Alverois in this. And this is Lakeside Linens Wild Honey 35 count linen, which is one of the fabrics that Nicola recommended for this one. I put 400 stitches in on this one, and here's where it is now. So I got this flower done, this leaf, this little bulb here, and this part of the vine. That was 400 stitches. And the colors in this one are so subtle, like the differences in the colors, because this is actually two colors in here. I don't know if you can see, but that little round spot right there is a different color. And then the vine and this leaf are two different colors. So it's very, very subtle, the color differences in it. You can see them better in person than you can in a video. So that is my Elizabeth Weston. She is one of my zombie run pieces, along with the Anniversaries of the Heart. The third zombie run piece that I am working on is Colorful Eagle by Kitty and Me Designs. This is Pam Kellogg's design. And if you've not seen any of these colorful critters that she's got, oh my gosh, she's got some cats that will knock your socks off. If you're a cat lover, you go look at what she's got. She's got an Etsy store, and I'll link her below. So this is one of my zombie run pieces, and this is where he was on January 1st. I'm trying to get ahead of myself here. And in him, 400 stitches. So there's where he is now. And that is Petite Treasure braid in gold. And it goes all through the design, so he is really, really shiny. I adore this whip so much. So he's one of the patriotic pieces that I really want to finish this year. I may use him for some other challenges as well to get him done, because I really want him done by July. So we'll see. That's the goal. All right, and then my last zombie run piece is Village of Hawk Run Hollow. And we have to touch each of our 4 zombie run pieces once a month. Each of them have to be worked on, either 200 stitches if you're a zombie or 400 stitches if you're a human, once during that month. You have to touch all 4 of them each month. So we're going to get some really good progress on our pieces. So after you touch them each one time, then the remainder of the stitches that are required in the zombie run that month, you can stitch on any of the 4. So you can dump the rest of the stitches into one other project, or you can space them out and put more stitches into all 4 of them if you want, whichever way you want to do it. I'm choosing to, since I chose 3 BAPs that I have, each month I'll put the extra stitches in one of them. So they'll either go into Anniversaries of the Heart, Elizabeth Weston, or Village of Hawk Run. This month I chose Village. So here's where it was January 1st. And this one has gotten 1,203 stitches so far this month. And here's where this block is now. Lots of good progress on this one. I put the border in, did this little part, and all of this here. Doesn't look like 1,200 stitches, but it is. So there's that one. Almost block 1. Doesn't come down very much further than this. So this is all full coverage through here. And there's a snake and some fish in here, and another piece of the green bank on this side, and then the border. So there's not much left in that block. And I plan to use this for some other challenges through the rest of the month, because I'm done with my zombie run minimum for the month on all 4 pieces and my stitch count. So now I'm free to use these for other challenges in the group if I want to. So that's the plan. Plus I'm going to pull out some different whips and work on them. So that's my stitching so far this month. So 3,711 stitches, which is fabulous. It's a beautiful start to this month and this year. I'm very, very happy with that. Okay, little bit of retail therapy, just a little bit. I got my, I was fortunate to get in on the Lady Dot Creates finishing packs again this year. And I'm so happy I didn't miss that sign up. So I got January's, and this is Old Sterling Tea Service. So let me show you what's in here. I haven't even opened it to look, so we'll look together. This is a General's Pastel Chalk White Pencil, and I needed this so badly. I was going to actually purchase one of these, but I don't have to now. So that is fabulous. Extremely happy to get that. So that, you know, that's a little sweet in there. Okay, we have this beautiful gray fabric. Really pretty with diamond pattern on it. A white chenille. And oh goodness, this is beautiful. Look at this. Look at this coordinating trim. It's crochet trim. Oh my gosh. See, I use these packs for my journals too, not just for, you know, finishing cross stitch, and then a pale blue chenille with that. So, oh, fabulous. And then the little bits that are in here, I'll lose them. Well, see what I do. Don't want to, but I did. Drop them. Okay, this is a counting pen with a clear bead top on it. This is a wooden flower button. And 4 of these, I dropped one. Look here. Look how sweet. These clear crystal buttons. Isn't that cute? So again, wonderful. This is my favorite subscription that I've ever had, I believe. Honestly, I love this. Every other month. I don't know if she still has openings for this. I'm not privy to that. So, Crazy Annie's on Facebook. All right, I chose my word for 2021. Do you do a word of the year? I have chosen one for lots of years back, ever since I've been journaling. And, you know, usually some years it comes, you know, in December. Some years I even pick it in November. You know, it comes to me very easily. I know what, you know, I want to focus on for the next year. And a word of the year is just a word that you can focus on if you've got something you want to work on for yourself, something you want to concentrate on, you know, in times of trouble. 2019, my word was peace, and it really helped me, honestly. It really did, because when I went through a hard time, I would concentrate on that word. I would doodle that word. I would, you know, write out the word over and over in my journal. I would incorporate it in my journaling for that day. Look for quotes with the word peace in it. It really, really helped me that year to find peace in my life. 2020, my word was stop, and it kind of backfired on me because I meant to stop doing this and stop doing that and stop procrastinating and stop all this. Well, I ended up just stopping almost everything last year, so it did not work right for me at all. 2021, my word is grace, because I feel like I don't give myself enough grace. I am I typically, historically, been a very driven person, and I'm very hard on myself. And if I'm not doing what I need to be doing when I need to be doing it, I am very hard on myself, and then I just end up shutting down. And so I'm going to learn, and I am learning this year, to give myself a little bit more grace. I'm human, and I mess up, and I'm not perfect, and I shouldn't strive to be perfect. None of us are perfect. So I found this book on Amazon, and I ordered it. This book is by Deirdre Johnson, and it is a hand-lettered self-care journal. And here she is. She's a beautiful lady. Absolutely beautiful lady. And inside here is her artwork, and it's a 12-month thing, and she's got different pages of things. You've always had power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. It's a quote from Wizard of Oz. I knew I was strong when. And you list. I'm a lister. I like to list things. Morning ritual, evening ritual, my gratitude list. Things to make you think. Self-care, you know, vision boards. Some are bright colors. There's mood trackers in here. There's calendars. They're undated, so you can, no pressure. To-do lists, things you want to concentrate on, just different quotes and motivational things, you know, to help you along your day and your, you know, personal journey. So I'm very, very happy to get this, because this is going to help me concentrate on my word for the year. Because this will be done over and above my normal journaling. So I'm going to enjoy working in this book. So if you've never considered a word of the year, it's not too late. You can go ahead and choose one. I like to let my word come to me. And if you think about it and you give it thought, and, you know, there are such typical words, you know, that people typically choose. And if you look it up, if you do a search for it, then you'll see lots of suggestions for words. But my advice to you is really think about what you want to concentrate on for your own self-care, and don't rush into a word. Just let it come to you. It will come to you. And when you hear that word, you'll know it. So, you know, give some thought to thinking about choosing a word for 2021. I did something I never thought I would do. I said I wasn't going to do it. I was adamant I wasn't going to do it. Did it. I did it anyway. I want to show y'all what I done. I have not crocheted in years and years and years. I've made afghans. I've made doilies. I've made dishcloths. It's been years since I've crocheted. And I just decided that I need another hobby because I don't have enough to keep myself busy. I have Mom's crochet hooks somewhere, but I know I don't have the right size for what I want to start. Look at these colors. Aren't they gorgeous? These are a simple Karen Simply Soft in off-white, harvest red, and what's this one? Country blue. And I was on Michael's website, and I saw this pattern, which it's cool because it came on the actual skein, but I got this pattern on Michael's, and that's what I'm going to be making. It's a beautiful ripple afghan, and I adore it, and I need patriotic things. I want to surround myself with more patriotic things. So I'm going to be starting this. Don't know when, but I'm going to be starting this. And like I said, I bought simple yarn. Nothing fancy. This is acrylic yarn. Because it's been so long since I've crocheted that I didn't want to invest in a bunch of expensive yarn. This afghan takes 3 of each of 3 colors. So I didn't want to invest a lot in it, because if my carpal tunnel prevents me from doing it, or if I decide after I make this, I will finish that afghan though. Once I start it, I'm going to finish it. So I didn't want to go too far into it, cost-wise, until I made sure that it was something I wanted to do. And so I'm hoping that I'll take to it again and I'll enjoy it. It's winter time. I like crocheting in the winter. I don't like crocheting too much in the summer because that's laying on you when it's hot. My sister crochets too. She's working on a scrappy blanket, and she said that she's not picked hers up in a while, so I'm hoping to get her back into it and we can crochet together. So yeah, that's my plan. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I got a couple things from the Fat Quarter Shop. I got number 6 of 12 of the Prim Stitch series. This is Home and Hearth. This is by Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet. This is number 6 of 12. Really pretty series. And the colors are just gorgeous that they choose, but you can always, prim them down, or you can brighten them up, or whatever you want to do. But, she chooses really pretty colors. And they also sent me this Prim and Proper by Lori Holt. And it is beautiful too. Those corners, those little quilt squares, I love the colors. It's bright and cheerful. This one is 105 by 133, so it's not too big. It's 7.5 by 9.5 on 14 or 28 count, and handful of colors. So those were very pretty. So I'd like to share these with somebody this week. So if you're interested in Prim and Proper, I'd like you to tell me if, the same question for either chart. Okay, we'll do that. And just say, I'd like the Prim and Proper, or I'd like the Home and Hearth. Home and Hearth, or Prim and Proper. And the question I'd like you to answer is, do you choose a word of the year? And if not, just say, no, I don't choose one. And if you want to elaborate and say you might give it a try this year, then let me know. You know, just talk to me. Interact with me. And tell me about the word of the year and what your thoughts are. So, and be sure and tell me which one you'd like to be considered for. And in my next video, I will be happy to share these with somebody. I have found a couple of things that I thought that I had mailed, and they had been put in some of my Christmas things. Y'all, I have been so disorganized the past couple months. It's been unbelievable. So if you have not received something, I actually honestly thought I sent it out. I didn't. So I do have a couple more things to mail, and those will be going out this week. So if you're still waiting for something, don't give up on me. It'll be there. But I'd like to go ahead and include a drawing for these two. So, okay, that's what I have for you for this update. Again, I've got a little bit of a soapbox rant. You can click off now if you're not interested in listening. And it's nothing bad, you know. It's just my thoughts on some things. And I will insert that here. I'm going to get on my soapbox for a few minutes. I'm actually recording this before I record my FlossTube because I have some things on my mind and I just need to get them off my chest and off my heart before I think about stitchy goodness. So that's going to make me happy. So I want to do that after this. There are some things going on in the world, in our country, and in our community. I want to add my 2 cents to that because I've been on this earth for quite a while. I have seniority over quite a few of the people who do videos for our community. I have a lot of life experience. I've been a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister. I have been a single mother. I've raised 3 children pretty much by myself, scraping, going to jobs that I hated for years on end just to have money to pay my bills and take care of my children. I've been on public assistance before, briefly, until I got back on my feet. I have been through divorce. I have rebuilt my life several times. I've moved. I've been overseas. I've got a lot of life experience. That doesn't make me any better than anybody else. That just forms who I am as a person. We all have our life experience. If you've been on this earth 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50, 60, 70, you all have life experiences that are unique to you and different than any other human being on this planet. Those life experiences form who you are. They decide your beliefs. They decide how you feel about things around you, about people around you, how you conduct yourself. All that you've been through is who you are. I've unsubscribed to several people over the last couple weeks on FlossTube. I'm a little tired of hearing platform, the word platform. A platform is something used to lift something above something else. Whether it's an object or human beings. It's meant to lift something above something else. When I hear that FlossTubers have a platform, that irritates me, because there's not one single FlossTuber who is more important than any of the others. Whether you have 1 subscriber, 10 subscribers, whether you have 5,000 subscribers, 8,000, 12, 15, 20. There is no person in this community who is better than anybody else. And not just in this community, but in life. And I think a lot of people need to think about that. There are people in Hollywood who make movies for a living. Their career is acting like somebody else in front of a camera. They're paid millions of dollars for doing that. There are sports players who make millions of dollars for playing a game. When you sit and think and put things into perspective, you'll realize that those human beings are no different, no better than any other human being on this planet. They have different life experiences, right? They have different experiences that make them who they are, and they're good at something. An actor, an actress who has lots of accolades for the job that they do is good at what they do. A football player is good at what they do if they receive the accolades and the millions of dollars, which is, but I digress. They are good at what they do. I have things that I'm very good at, and so do you. So do you. You have things that you're good at. You may not be paid millions of dollars to do what you're good at, but you're good at something. Everyone's good at something. When people are elevated to a place where they feel like their opinion is more important than anybody else around them because of what they do that they're good at, that's a problem. Now think about this. If you as a human being believe that that actor, that football player, that politician, that neighbor, that coworker, that boss is any better of a human being than you are, you need to reevaluate your beliefs, because we are all equal. What you do with your life is a matter of choices. And what I'm getting at is, I can get to the point here. I could go on all day, but I can get to the point. Okay. There are a lot of people right now vilifying other people simply because they don't believe the same as they do. And I am here to tell you that you are no different. Your opinion is no more important than mine. Your opinion, your beliefs, your political affiliation is no better than mine. and no better than anybody else's that may listen to you on FlossTube, that may subscribe to you, that may come across you on YouTube. Just because you have followers does not mean that your opinion is more important than anybody who watches you. And some of you need to really understand that. Some of you are bullies. Some of you are part of this cancel culture that's going on right now. Some of you think that in some messed up realm of reality that what you say others should automatically believe, automatically follow, automatically change their whole belief system because you think they should. And really, honestly, this is not coming from a place of hate, because I hate no one. I strongly dislike some people, but not because they're people, but because of their actions. They're no better or no worse of a person than I am, but their actions are what I don't agree with and don't like. So by saying that, your action of getting on your channel, your perceived platform, and saying that my opinion, just because it differs from yours, is not valid, it is, to use words that have been used, racist. It is a somehow degraded view of human decency. No, you can't, you don't get that. You don't get that from me. You're not going to get that. The only thing you're going to get is an unsubscribe. And that's my freedom. I'm free to do that. Just like people are free to listen to you. People are free to listen to me, what I'm saying right now. They're free to unsubscribe. They're free to go on about their day and not give you another thought. You're free to do the same thing with me. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for subscribers. I'm not here for anything other than to share my hobby and to meet other people who share my love of this hobby. I'm not here to tell anybody that because of my beliefs, you are either a better person than I am or you're worse. And if that's why you're here, and if you're here to build a platform to put yourself up on, you need to think about that. You're no better than any of us, anybody around you. You're no better. Doesn't matter. You're no better. I have family members, very close family members, that are on the whole other side of the spectrum politically than I am. We've had our discussions. We discuss civilly. We don't hate each other. We disagree with each other, but we don't hate each other. And when you hate somebody just because of their political beliefs, what does that say about you as a human being? Think about it. Just think about it. So that's what I wanted to say. Please subscribe, unsubscribe. Don't leave me nasty comments, because this is my channel. For as long as YouTube sees fit that I have this channel. For as long as God sees fit that I am to do this. But I'll say what I want to say. And you say what you want to say. But you need to really think about what you're saying to people. Okay? So, that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are enjoying your stitching and your hobby. Sophie says hi and bye. And until I see you again, happy stitching.